let's say you forgot the formula for area of a kite. All right, what I would like to try to show you is how you can calculate what the formula is. All right, so I'd like for you to just look at that and say, wow, this kite is made up of what? Two what kind of triangles? Two congruent triangles. And what's the formula for area of a triangle? So area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height. Does everybody agree with that? All right. So what is this base right here? What? No. I'm just saying, what is that base? A what? A diagonal. Does everybody agree with that? This right here now. This right there is the what? The height of the triangle on the what? Left. This is what? And it's exactly what? It's exactly the same. Does everybody agree with that? Right? So that's where they're coming up with the two different diagonals. All right. Is everybody okay with that? All right. So I'm trying to tell you, you forget. Don't worry about it. Just draw the kite and derive the information for yourself. That's what I'm trying to show you. All right. So now after we come up with the formula, we now say it's 400, correct? Equals 1/2. One diagonal is twice as long as the other. So it's what? X times what? 2x. So 400 is equal to, so x is equal to 20. So the two diagonals are what? 20 meters and 40 meters. Anybody have a problem with that now? Now, I think this is a really kind of a cool problem. Can somebody tell me what that actually is? What? A bunch of parallelograms? Maybe you might see it like that. Anybody else see it differently? I just see it as a giant what? I just see it as a giant rectangle. Did everybody see that? You can pull the walls out, right? If I were to grab, and again, guys, I'm not saying it's easy to visualize, right? I definitely think that's the hard part. So everybody see if I grab that and just pull it this direction. Can everybody see that now? Right. So the width of my rectangle is what? Okay, I like that. 500 and what? And what's the other dimension? 102. Now, could you take the area of each of these walls and just add them together? Yeah, everyone most likely did that. All right. So what do we come up with here? Help me. 58,000 what? And that would be inches squared. Anybody have any problems with that? All right, that was nice. All right, I'd really prefer not to do 22. All right. Can someone just tell me what the answer is? I'm listening. 224 pi centimeters squared. How did you do that?
So like it's pi r squared plus pi rl minus like pi 64 plus pi 80 times 1.
I would probably see that a little differently. Is that what everybody got? So let me see if I'm thinking correctly. Oh, well. So that's all right. I'm trying to make a cone here. All right, maybe that's not going to work today. I don't know what's wrong with mine. All right, so anybody put a cone hat on their head before? How many of the cone hats have this? All of them do. And you wore your little party hats for birthday. They always came with the bottom filled in. I don't think so. All right. So we're really just looking for the what? What's it called? Lateral area. All right. We're just looking for the lateral area. All right. Unless you have a flat head, I guess you can put one of those on. All right. What? Go ahead, Sebastian. And no cone's going to fit on your head. That's for sure.
No, boy. This would be a test question. Would it be a bit more explicit?
No, I'm expecting you to know a party hat doesn't have this piece right down here. All right. Maybe they haven't cut it out yet. All right. So our lateral area for our cone is going to be what? What's the formula?
Isn't it like limited H something?
What's the lateral area of a cone? See, Andrew, you're not the only one confused. What is it? Tell them. Times. No. So normally, what is the lateral area of a pyramid?
Limited.
Perimeter times the slant height. But the problem is, what are the walls made up of? Right? So it's not perimeter times slant height, but what?
Is it like circumference times height?
I'm not asking about that. I'm asking about a pyramid. What are the walls made up of for pyramids? Triangle. So what's the formula for a triangle? 1/2 base times height. And then how many triangles are there? So we say that would be like n, correct? N is the number of sides. So now, what is n times b? The perimeter, right? So I'm trying to show you how you can come up with the formulas. So the formula for the lateral area of a pyramid is what? Not just perimeter times slant height, but what? 1/2 perimeter times the slant height. Is everybody with me on that? All right, hopefully you're just listening, kind of going, well, that kind of makes sense. All right, now we're going to convert that over to a cone, which Kyla almost said correctly. So what's the circumference of a cone? 2 pi r, right? So it's 1/2 2 pi r times what? Times the slant height. So this right here just becomes a what? Pi RL, right? Pi RL. That's the lateral area of a cone. That's the lateral area of a cone. So to me, I've been trying to tell people it's just not necessary. Well, some of you like to just try to memorize all the formulas, and I'm totally fine with that. But there's going to come a time when you forget. So I'm trying to show you how you can learn the formulas without knowing the formulas. I think that's the most important thing. Now, I need someone in here to tell me, man, you're making absolutely no sense today. I have no idea what you're talking about, right, for this information.
I have no idea what it is.
So you have to follow along now. All right, let's say I have a pyramid. How am I going to calculate the surface area of that?
B plus.
No, what?
B plus 1/2 further than slant height.
So then you understand. You just think you don't. Right? How did you come up with that? Is that something you just saw, so you decided to tell me that?
Oh, no, I just memorized it.
No, I know that's the problem. What is the base? We need to calculate that area, right?
Mhm.
So that's the base plus, right?
Mhm.
The triangles.
Yeah,
So the number of sides is n, right? The formula for area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height.
oh. Okay,
You with me?
yeah,
So n times b represents the what?
the number of the triangles times the base.
Which is called the what?
The perimeter.
Yes. Now you might have just heard someone whisper perimeter, so you just said perimeter, which is of no help to me. You have to understand what n times b represents.
Mhm.
What does n times b represent?
Perimeter.
Right, because the number of sides, or this times this, is the area of that triangle.
Okay,
You with me? And then you just say, how many sides are there? All right, so the base times the number of sides is the perimeter. So that's how you came up with the perimeter, or that's where you came up with the formula. Area of the base plus 1/2 perimeter times the slant height. Now we're going to construct a cone. A cone doesn't have a perimeter. A cone has a what?
so
A circumference. What's the formula for circumference?
2 pi r.
Right. So 1/2, 2 pi r times slant height. What is half of 2?
1.
1. There is the lateral area of a cone, pi RL, right? And then, of course, the base, we're talking about a circle, pi r squared. Now, I'm not directing this at you, but it would be helpful if you asked me as we're going, right? It would be helpful for everyone to ask me as we're going. All right, I really don't mind. All right, I don't care about the solutions. All right, you're going to forget, right? The object is to try to remember how to come up with all these formulas, so you're not in a panic on Wednesday or Thursday when you're taking your test. I'm not expecting you to remember all the formulas. I want you to come up with the formulas. All right. So now I feel better about that. Do you agree? All right. So what number are we on now? How much?
23.
23. All right. So in my opinion, that's just knowing the formula area equals 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2, right? Half of 20 is what? I know, but there are two 20s. Do we agree? Yeah, so do we agree I can just cross this out and put a 20 here? And then put what? 82 there. All right. And of course, we're going 1640 inches squared. Bless you. You good?
Yeah.
Everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
All right, so that's an easy one. We kind of talked about the octagon. I would like someone to tell me what the area is, because I didn't do that. Tell me, Sebastian. 482.84 inches squared. Is that making sense to you guys? Everybody's good? Yes, sir.
So like, lateral area, right? So
Yes,
like,
sir.
Isn't that just like the second part of the surface area?
Wow, congratulations. That is 100% correct. Right? He just said something interesting. Surface area of a prism is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Perimeter times the height is called the what? Lateral area. That's correct. Area of the base plus 1/2 perimeter times the slant height. That's a cone or a pyramid, I should say. 1/2 PL is the what? Lateral area. Is everybody with me on that? Lateral area just means the area of the walls. All right, I feel like you guys are just kind of daydreaming today.
I'm trying to read over there. Can you like walk me through what you did there?
What?
Like, I don't understand how you could use, like, how you use tangent and like,
What's tangent?
it's opposite and adjacent.
Right. So did you draw your octagon?
Uh-huh.
So I'm drawing my octagon. This is how I draw my octagon, just like this. And then I do this and draw here and I draw here. The side measures 10. So I draw that down. This is 10. This is 5.
Uh-huh.
This 360 divided by 8 is 45. 45 divided by 2 is 22.5 degrees.
Uh-huh.
I'm interested in the height.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
All right. So the area of an octagon is 8 times 1/2. The base, of course, is 10. And the height, all right, was our tangent. You with me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we said that I took that out. So someone tell me what that was again. 400 what? Thank you. And then that was measured in inches squared. Okay, one last thing. Please tell me, what was this number right here? 12.071. And we said the tangent of 22.5 is equal to 5 over h. All right, I'm good with this. Yes, sir.
I did post like a online copy with the answers.
What? What did you say?
Are you supposed to get an online copy of this review?
Are we supposed to get the online answers to this review? I don't know what that means.
No, I mean like an online blank copy.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about something here. Yes, I'll always post the solutions and a blank copy for you. It'd be nice if you asked me sometime, not in the middle of our discussion. All right, here we go. The length of the larger poster is 11 inches, length of the smaller is 6. What is the area of the smaller poster if the larger poster is 93.5? Come on now. What do we got? The area of the smaller is what? 27 point what? 818 inches squared. Is that true? I heard one person say, yeah.
Yeah, I got
Is anybody have any questions? What? Okay, so tell me what's the problem? What's the ratio of the sides? 11 to 6. So the ratio of the areas is what?
So like on these
11 squared is what?
1.1,
To what?
36.
Yes.
So like I'm kind
No, just listen for me for 1 second. I understand your confusion. All right, I promise you, it's super duper easy. Super easy. All right, so do we agree that the area is 121 over 36 times greater than the smaller one?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that or not?
Yeah.
Right, so now you are smart enough to say they gave me which one? The larger.
yeah.
So I need the what?
Smaller.
So I multiply by what?
Or no, divide by 2.
It has nothing to do with multiplying or dividing by 2. What's the point of doing this?
Find the ratios of the area.
That's the ratio of the areas, right? So the larger one is 121 over 36 times greater. So the smaller one is,
Oh, 36.
yes. So you're just taking the 36 over 121 and multiplying it by 93.5.
Yeah.
You with me now? Look, that's so simple, guys. Come on now. Everybody should be able, anytime there's something to do with area and proportions, you should say, wow, that's as easy as it's going to get on the test. Right? Take the ratio of the sides, square it. It's either getting bigger, it's getting smaller. All right. Very simple. Everybody's good now? All right, let's go. 26. This is just doing a little bit of algebra, correct? So what is the length of the other base? Somebody said 8. Do I need to do it? Wow, okay. What's going on? What?
Can you do it?
It's just algebra. Did you do it?
Um,
Look, if you didn't try the problems, it doesn't do me any good to do it.
I did try it.
Okay, so what's the formula? This is what I'm not understanding.
It's base 1 plus base 2. Then it's like the half of that. Equals area.
No, you don't have the right formula.
Oh,
But you-
times height equals.
Times height equals what? Area. Right, so I throw in the area, 2,400 equals, the height is 40, 1/2, base plus 15. What's the matter, Tanner?
I guess I just.
Come on, half of 40 is what?
20.
20, divide this by 20.
It's. Uh, 120.
All right. So what is that? Base plus 15 equals what?
120, and then you have to use -5 for both, and 15 for both sides.
How are we coming up with 8? Did I just mess that up?
I did 2,400 equals 20 times 15 plus base 2. And then I did 300 plus.
You guys are letting me give out the wrong answers now.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah, that's called garbage.
Equals 20x.
So the other base is how much? Then why are you guys letting me say 8? Obviously, when Sebastian says something, we should be checking our work.
Yeah, I got one.
All right, so let's not just, he says 8 and you write down 8 and move on.
Yeah, Mrs. Shaw. So some reason I forgot to multiply base 2 by 20.
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. That's called an excuse. All right. Then you wonder why you get your grades you do. All right. You had a 55 on your last test. I know. That's the reason. Yes. All right. Now, at least you got a 20% chance of getting this one right. No, we're not calling on you ever again. Put your hand down. Liam, what is it? Anybody else?
I got 60.
I got 60. I got 60.
Uh-oh.
No, but it's not.
What is the answer, girls? Tell them. 60. Wow. So let's find this out. It says the total area of the 5 squares is 125. That would mean that each square has an area of what? Which means the side of each square is 5. So the perimeter, how many sides are on the perimeter?
12.
9, 10, 11.
You okay with that, Liam? All right. I believe it's 60. All right, let's knock out 28. Sebastian, forget it. We don't want anything from you. Find the area of this sector. What's the formula for area of a circle, guys? Pi r squared. So that sector is going to be times n over 360. Does everybody agree? So what's n? 164 out of 360 times pi times 15 squared. Area equals. So let's leave it in terms of pi. So everybody do 15 squared times 164 over 360 and tell me what that answer is. Okay, Sebastian.
205 pi over 2.
205 pi over 2. Please do not just accept that as true. Everybody type that in on the calculator. Is that correct?
Is it fine if our answer is just the decimal?
No, leave it in terms of pi. All right, if you wanted to say that's 102.5 pi, I'm okay with that. All right, when you can, leave it in terms of pi. Now on number 29, there's no way to leave it in terms of pi. Do you agree with that?
I agree with you.
Because they don't give, it's not 94 pi. You with me on this? So for 29, how many degrees was that approximately?
54.957.
54 point what?
957.
Someone else?
Can you go through that one?
All right, so what's the formula for area of a sector?
And 360.
Yeah, guys, this is just the algebra part. 94 is equal to pi times 14 squared times n divided by 360. Please, everybody should be able to look at that and say that's just 94 times 360 divided by pi times 14 squared. That's the number of degrees. Now, in my opinion here, you have the fraction button on your calculator. To avoid all the parentheses, you can put that on your calculator. All right, is everybody with me? Go. What did you?
So like I did it differently and I was like,
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong yet. I need someone to do that and verify his answer.
but is it okay if I did 94 equals like 196 pi and then I divided by 196 pi and then multiply by 360?
Well, we're gonna find out here in a minute. When they, I mean, isn't that what you did kind of though?
Hmm.
Yeah. What is that answer?
5 over 49.
What is that answer?
No. Over.
Good. Sebastian was nervous. What is that answer? Come on, you guys all have calculators.
54.957.
Okay, he got lucky. That is correct.
So Mrs. Strong.
Yes, I agree. It was luck. What's the matter, Sebastian?
Like, I did it by doing like 94 equals 196 pi times x over 360. And then like I got x over 360 equals like a small decimal.
Yeah. You're fine. Doesn't matter how you do the order of operation, right? It's all multiplying and dividing.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now this one over here, right? This is 30, correct?
Yeah.
And I need the height. Do we agree to find the area? Because we are talented, we know that there's a common what? 15, right? So this height is 15 times the square root. Now this was 15 times 2, this was 15 times 1. So I'm hoping everybody can say, well, that's just 15 radical what? 3. Right. I don't feel like doing 300 squared minus 15 squared, then breaking the square root down. So if you don't know what I did there, let's talk because it's kind of important. All right, is everybody understanding what I said with 30 and 15? Bless you. Does everybody see we have a common or 15 is a multiple of both 15 and 30? Yes, sir.
But how to be like a diagram triple to put.
No. No. right? So it's just a quicker way of doing it, correct? Now, let's just say we don't know that, right? Let's just do 15 squared plus b squared equals 30 squared. 15 squared is 225 plus b squared equals 900. So b squared is equal to 675. B squared, well, if I take the square root of 675 is 225 times 3. What's the square root of 225? That's how I knew the answer was 15 radical 3. Right, I don't feel like breaking down this, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't, once I realized that the multiples made the problem so much easier. And if you know that, all the standardized tests go much more quickly. All right, those are some really great rules that I wish everyone would look at and say, that makes sense. All right, Sebastian, tell me.
Can you do it by decimals too?
No, I don't want it as a decimal. Right,
I saw like round to the nearest. 10.
I know, but I didn't make that question up. I just copied and pasted it. I want exact answers when you can.
So how do you know how to do like the 1, 2, and 3?
I don't know what you mean. How do I do with the 1, 2, and 3?
It's like 15 times 2, 15 times 1.
Well, we just explained it.
Oh, yeah. but-
Come on, there's a common 15 with 30 and a common 15 with 15, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this, Sebastian, and everyone else, look, 3, 4, 5 is a right triangle, correct? So if I multiply by 5, 15, 20, 25 is also, right? It's the same principle. 15, I'm missing a side, and the hypotenuse is 30. That's 15 times 1. This is going to be 15 times something, and this is 15 times 2. So I'm just doing the Pythagorean theorem with 1 and 2. That's really good information. What? Do you want me to go slower? Do you want me to say it again? Sebastian, you understand that or not? Okay, let's do another one real quick. Let's say I had this right here. Make a quick right triangle, and you can see if you understand me. Let's say this was 26, and this was 13. I don't feel like doing 26 squared and 13 squared. I'm just recognizing there's a common what? So this is 13 times, this is 13 times 1, and this is 13 times 2. Yeah, there you have it. Right? Because you do the Pythagorean theorem with the other two small numbers. All right, hopefully that's helpful. Man, we got a lot, guys. Let's go. Hopefully you work some. All right, let's knock out the next one real quick. Surface area of a cone, practice. Surface area of a cone is what? Area, surface area is equal to, how many bases are there? 1. So we're saying the base is a what? So it's pi r squared plus 1/2 perimeter times slant height is the same as pi r l. What's the radius? 7.5, or we can call it 15/2 squared plus pi times 15/2 times the slant. Uh-oh. Do we know what the slant height is? No, we don't. All right, so this is 15/2, right? And this is 12. All right, so now we have to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared on this. Yeah, I don't want to show you anything on this, but let's go ahead and do it. 12 squared plus 15/2 squared. Somebody help me, what's that? How much? 200.25. Right. So then the slant height is the square root of that. All right, we'll just go ahead with that. Say it again. 14.15. Usually it's to 3 decimal places. 151. All right. So that number goes right in here. Now, is everybody okay with this? Because this is an irrational number down here. I'm okay with using pi in the answer. Does that make sense, Sebastian? Right, 14.151 is approximation, so might as well just approximate the whole thing. All right. So plug that number in and then let's do the surface area. Surface area is equal to what, guys? Come on, practice. Type it in on the calculator by yourself. Then it's something meters squared. Liam, did you get it?
162.375.
162 point what?
375.
Thank you. Anybody agree with that? We agreeing?
I got 110.
Yeah, I like 500.
139.
39 what?
Go to 139.
139?
Yeah, that's what I.
Liam, you're like 0 for today, man. Putting you below Sebastian now.
It's just one. Waiting for this is true.
No, it's not good enough.
Like 3 things.
Not good enough. Anybody else get 510 or do they agree with Liam? Yeah, just type it right in the calculator. Include pi in your answer here. I'll be clear on the test for Sebastian because Crystal. So do we agree it's at 510? Girls? I can always count on you to always be right, so we're good with that? All right, let's get rid of Liam. All right. Here we go. Shaded region. Tell me.
I did 50 minus 2 pi 2.5 squared.
But let's just tell me what that is.
10.73.
No, I want an exact answer would be nice here.
It would be
So how many circles are there?
2.
What's the radius of the circle?
Bucks.
So what's 2.5 squared? 6.25 times 2, 12.5. Is that correct? So it should be 50 minus 12.5 pi, I believe. But once again, y'all are taking my word for it. I'm just, right? Does everybody agree? It's 50 minus 2 times pi r squared. The radius is 2.5. 2 pi times 2.5 squared. 50 minus that. Is that correct? Did anybody else get that? So that's 50 minus 12.5 pi. That's the exact answer. How many problems are there?
52.
Man, we got 20 more to go. All right, let's go. 33. So surface area here. All right, what's the formula again?
2b plus 2.
Thank you. 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Uh-oh. We got all kinds of problems here. Because I'm missing what? I'm missing one side. So how do I find that side? Someone who's thinking? Tangent, thank you. Tangent of what? Equals 5 over x. So x is equal to 5 over tangent 25. That's beautiful. All right, so now surface area is equal to 2. What's the base formula? 1/2 base times height. So 5 divided by the tangent of 25 is about what? 2.33 what? 2. I like it. So 1/2 times 2.332 times what? Times 5, right?
Yeah.
Plus. Uh-oh, I have to find the perimeter. All right. So now I have to find the hypotenuse. What?
The tangent of 5 divided by 10.5 is like 10.7.
Who's telling me it's 2.332? I've got to learn my lesson, not to trust the girls. What was it?
It's like 10.7.
I'm not asking you. You haven't been right all day.
I think it's 10.722.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Phew. Someone I can finally trust. All right, here we go. So let's put down 10.722. So this is 10.722. Now, how am I going to find the perimeter?
Like,
10.722 times 2 plus 2.
What?
you do A squared plus B squared.
You can do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Right? Because we're missing this piece of the puzzle right here. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm obviously going to need some help. A squared plus b squared equals c squared if you want to do that. So tell me what c is in this case. Now you have that answer right on the calculator, so you can just hit square on the calculator plus, and some of you are going to do 5 squared because you didn't know it was 25. All right. So you can do answer squared plus 25 equals, then take the square root. So what's c?
It's like 11.838.
11 point what? 830. Anybody else? I get that.
Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, so that is in fact C. So now I need the perimeter, please. Someone calculate the perimeter for me. Hurry, hurry, hurry. What's the perimeter?
Is it like 27.553?
27.55.
It's 553 if you use the answer.
All right. And then multiply that by what? 10. So my surface area after all that fantastic work was, I'm not listening to you anymore. How much? Somebody said 275.53, mumble, 5 feet squared.
I got 329.15.
What? Do not, please.
I did exactly what you said.
Girls, what is the, does anybody else agree? What are we agreeing with?
I typed it exactly what you said on the calculator and I got 329.14.
Oh, now admit it. I knew I shouldn't have listened to you. I knew it. What is the surface area?
14, Mrs. Stratton.
It's 130.
It's 14.
All right, and then square feet.
It's 214. It's 114.
All right, guys, this is what your test's gonna look like. Some of you, man, you're gonna be walking away.
When I got it wrong, it was 162 pi. So that was wrong.
Okay. You've redeemed yourself. You have redeemed.